Imagine opening your phone and seeing hundreds of perfect faces, a smooth skin, a slim jaws, big eyes. You start thinking, why don't I look like that? That's the road beauty filters create a fake world that hurts real people. We, the proposition, strongly believe that beauty filters on social media should be banned. Our team believes that true beauty should be real, not artificial. My first argument is about harm to mental health. Beauty filters make people feel insecure about their natural looks, and they cause low self-esteem and mental health problems. How? Instead, in, Instead of enjoying social media, users start comparing themselves to fake edited faces. Studies show many teens refuse to post a picture without filters. This means filters have changed how they see themselves. Filters make people believe they must look perfect all the time, especially young users. Especially young girls start thinking their natural face is ugly or not enough. Studies show that constant exposure to filtered faces make users less happy with their real look. Many teens say they refuse to post a photo without filters. Some even ask for plastic sugar, surgery to look like their filtered selves. This shows how powerful and harmful filters are. Filters don't make us beautiful. They make us afraid of being real. This causes sadness, anxiety, and even eating disorders. In Japan, the numbers of the children is decreasing. The number of the boys suicide is decreasing, but the number of girls su- suicide has increased 2.8 times more in number in the last 10 years. Researchers say that this is because of the lookings on SNS. Beauty filters are literally killing over 600 schools girls just in Japan. Um, Remember, filters don't make us beautiful. They make us insecure. My second argument is about unrealistic standards. Filters promote one narrow version of beauty like lighter skin, small nose, bigger eyes. This makes people feel they must fit in that one image to be accepted. Um, when everyone edits their face to look the same, we lose individuality and diversity. In the long run, filters make people feel they must change to fit in. Thank you.
Judges, when deciding this debate, let people have freedom to express themselves. Let people do what they want. So before I begin, let me start off with some definitions since side proposition failed to define it. As said by the info slide, beauty filters are special effects on apps like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat that change how someone looks. For example, by making their skin smoother, their eyes bigger, or their face slimmer. Banning beauty filters means that people on social media would not be allowed to use or post pictures and any videos with these effects. Now, before I begin with my two arguments, let me start off with some rebuttals to the other side of the house. First speaker of side proposition said that this harms mental health. This is just untrue, and we deny this because, if anything, beauty filters make someone feel more confident in themselves because it enhances what they want, such as their eyes or their lips. And secondly, they also said that people will feel pressured and like a huge weight, a burden is on them to use beauty filters. But our side would like to state again that our side is not advocating for every single one of us, every single person in the world that uses social media to be suddenly forced to use beauty filters. If you don't want to, then that's great. But we're just saying that if a young girl, for example, wants to use a beauty filter, they should be allowed to because it's their body, it's their face. They should be allowed to do whatever they want about it, which leads to my first argument, which is freedom of choice. I'd like to start by saying that side proposition is obviously running the case that, oh, we shouldn't change the way we naturally look, this, that, and so on. Our side would like to beg the question, why do you or whoever is theoretically banning beauty filters get to decide or dictate whether we put special effect on or not? It's a human right to have freedom of choice, and how we express ourselves in fashion, in art, in public, whatsoever, should be controlled by a rule that bans what makes us feel good. Banning social media beauty filters is essentially taking away our freedom to do what we want and how we want to be seen. And additionally, if beauty filters make a young boy or girl confident in themselves, then so be it. Confidence is not built through, for example, taking away makeup from a child. It's built through them exploring their identity and trying to find themselves, taking little steps and simply experimenting different things that they themselves and not us thinks look good or at least makes them feel good. Do you genuinely think that taking away beauty filters will make social media users more confident? No, because you're stripping away anything that potentially makes them feel proud of themselves instead of just letting them play around with it until they eventually find their own styles in the future as they continue to explore more shapes and forms of beauty through social media. In conclusion, because it builds confidence in themselves, and because we shouldn't put ruling on on how people want to be perceived, beauty filters should be banned. The second argument is on the audience. Firstly, let me characterize the audience of social media in this case. Even Side Proposition stated this that social media audience usually consists of young girls and boys, right? Teens and essentially youth. And Side Proposition side of the house foolishly believes that young viewers will eventually get used to their natural faces with the banning of beauty filters, as no one can use it now, right? But this is just unrealistic. Genuinely think of stubborn teenagers who are still having inner conflicts about their identity and even more subconscious than any other time in their life about how they are seen by other people of their age. Teenagers will feel even more unwilling to accept their natural faces. You are taking away the little step that gradually built their confidence as they grow older and realize what they like or what they dislike. And as a result, banning beauty filters is simply not the way to go, the way to approach this, because they will not respond positively or how you think they will. In conclusion, because of all of these reasons, we absolutely should not ban beauty filters on social media. I've never been prouder to oppose. Thank you.
Before I explain my argument, firstly, I would have the main rebuttal I wanted to rebut for the opposition side. So we they said that people have freedom to choose what they use. However, we have the limit to use um we have the limit with freedom. Freedom isn't absolute. We limit freedom when it causes harm. For example, smoking ads, fake medicine, or bullying online. Beauty filters hurt everyone's self-esteem, not just the users, because they spread unrealistic standards that pressure others. My first argument is about unrealistic standards. Filters promote one narrow version of beauty, like lighter skin, smaller nose, bigger eyes. This makes people feel they must fit that one image to be accepted. When when everyone when everyone edits their face to look the same, we lose individuality and diversity. In the long run, filters make people they must change to fit in. When everyone looks similar online, the diversity and confidence disappear. This is unfair to people with different looks and cultures. It spreads discrimination and body shaming, especially for girls and people of color. Our society should appreciate diverse beauty. We should teach pride in natural appearance, not fake perfection. Why arts are beautiful? Because they are all different. Each artwork is unique. Same of us people. We are all different. We look differently. We experience differently. We think differently. That makes each one of our lives precious and beautiful. Beauty filters deny this beauty. So my second argument is about no, thank you. My second argument is about that fillers spread dishonesty and social pressure. So social media is already full of fake perfection. Beauty filters make it worse because it is so easy to lie about how we look. Influencers use filters to sell products that promise unrealistic results. Viewers think, why can't I look like that? And feel bad about themselves. Banning filters would make social media more honest and trustworthy. So I have four main points in this debate, in this argument. So for C, social media is already full of edited pictures. Filters make it worse because they can hide the truth easily. So in the status quo, people look or hear false information, and filter make that a little realistic to believe for viewers. And it actually support false information. So why is this so important? If this happens for other others, it kind of be a norm to lie. Then companies start to edit too. So then they will take all those money that people have, and then companies make people attract their own creation, and then people lose money. And so the second point is that viewers compare themselves to fake perfection, which damages trust online. So because there are people who are lied or tricked and believe that beautiful faces actually exist, and they compare with their own face and think that they're ugly. This is kind of depression we have in when we have beauty filters in social media. So this is so important because firstly, people lose confidence about their face, so they might not be able to post their no thank you post their own pictures or videos in social media. So that affects so beauty filters actually affect others. Thank you.
I have some rebuttals to make. Side government says that because of beauty fillers, we will lose diversity. But you are preventing people here. By banning beauty fillers, you are preventing a group of people who want to express their identity and who they are. You are banning them from doing that. You're preventing them from doing that. So how does that promote diversity? It does not. It actually hinders the point of diversity. And you are actually losing diversity with what you're doing as well. And you also said that influencers might use it to promote fake products and then they might like try and fake that it gives unrealistic results. Well, there are police and organizations out there who are trying to work to prevent these frauds or these illegal or like unethical actions. So there is no need to ban these beauty filters simply because you're scared of these criminals. And you also said that for my third rebuttal, that it promotes a mental health problem. And instead of people being able to enjoy social media, they start to compare each other, and this leads to suicide. Well, firstly, I'd like to point out that saying that beauty filters, which is something that lots of influencers do on a daily basis and they use, and it's really a normal thing, leads to suicide, I think it's a bit too extreme because I feel like if they were to have a level of depression, we believe that they can go to therapy. They can afford to do these different things and not just be stressed to the point that they want to have suicidal thoughts or anything like that. Which moves me on to my first argument, allowing for content. So far in the real world, there's barely any drama or backlash on social media apps about the harms or the bad sides of using beauty filters. Side government, no thank you. Side government also said that we want people to be able to enjoy the content freely, right? But if you ban beauty filters, the people who are watching these beauty filter videos will be unhappy because it just contradicts yourself. Like, if you want people to enjoy content, why are you taking content away from them? Because this is also part of what some people might enjoy, you know? And my second argument is that it promotes a good mental well-being. Some people have lived their lives in poverty. Some people don't have as many chances in life, but they have big dreams of becoming influencers, gaining money and gaining fame. And this may be their way of following their dream. Some of those influencers may use and incorporate beauty filters as part of that. And therefore, this might prevent them from doing what they want. Now, some people might not have a good appearance or want them or might want to fully express themselves. This ban is suppressing them and telling them what is right and what is wrong. It's preventing them from being who you are. So as you can see, this is a way for many to maintain good mental health and a positive mindset. In conclusion, if beauty filters on social media aren't actually harmful to an extent where it's like people killing themselves or people committing suicide or any death-related things, so if it's not fatal, that's my first word. If it's not fatal, if it's preventing people from being who they are, and if it's preventing social media influencers from working, and if it's preventing people from audiences like us from enjoying good content, why should we ban it? Thank you.
Beauty filters are not something people use daily basis, and suicides and are extreme. However, teenagers use SNS every day, and so beauty filters every day. And as our first speaker told you, beauty filter cause sadness, anxiety, and even eating disorders. In Japan, the number of children is decreasing. The number of boys suicides is decreasing, but the number of girls suicide has increased 2.8 times more in the number in the last 10 years. Researchers say that this is because of the lookism on SNS. Beauty filters are literally killing over 600 school girls just in Japan. They said people have freedom to choose what they use. However, freedom isn't absolutely limit freedom when it causes harm. Smoking ads, fake medicine, or bullying online. Beauty filter hurt everyone's self-esteem, not just the users, because they spread unrealistic standards that pressure others. A person's choice to use harmful tools still affects others around them. True freedom means feeling confident to post your real self without pressure. He says some people use filter to feel more confident. However, the confidence is temporary and fake. It disappears as soon as the filter does. It teaches people to hide behind technology instead of learning real self-acceptance. The best solution is not filters. but kindness, positive communities, and digital education. Real confidence comes from being accepted as you truly are, not as you edited face. They said banning filters won't solve deeper problems like beauty standards. However, true beauty standards are a bigger problem, but filters make them worse. Filters are one of the strongest tools that spread and normalize fake beauty. Taking them away is a first concrete step toward reducing the pressure. We can't fix everything overnight, but we can stop one major source of harm. We proposition believe that everyone looks different. Different. Everyone is beautiful when everyone is happy as they are. That's why we propose.
Do people choose what you want to do? Do people choose what books you read? No. So why are we saying that influencers can't use filters? This is someone's life we're talking about, someone's freedom to choose what they want. We believe that we shouldn't ban filters for the sake of the influencer's freedom or the other people's freedom. Before I start my clashes, I have a few rebuttals to make. Firstly, on side proposition, they said many even asked for plastic surgery. Even if that's true, that's the people's choices after all. As I said before, everyone can choose what they want in their own lives. Nobody can choose what you want for yourselves. And secondly, and it's also not just influencers. Secondly, it side proposition said it harms mental health. Mental health, we believe that filters do the opposite actually. It boosts their confidence and overall make them more confident. Moving on to my clashes. Today I have one clash to make. My one and only clash today is about mental health. We, the opposition, are saying that filters help mental health by boosting their confidence, as I said before, helping people know themselves. No, thank you. Sometimes it might be bad, but most of the times it helps boost the confidence of the influencers and other people. You guys, side proposition also said that schoolgirls are killing themselves over beauty filters and in Japan, but it's only in Japan alone. This is this even reliable? Beauty is subjective, and how does this evidence track the suicide cause back to beauty filters? No, thank you. And in the end, it's their choices after all. Not and if schoolgirls all over Japan are killing themselves over a few beauty filters, we think that's a bit too extreme, and I have never been prouder to oppose. Thank you.
Panel, this reply speech will be explaining why we had better arguments, better rebuttals, and overall a better understanding of the motion. Firstly, all of their arguments lack some sort of mechanism or explanation. And yes, we've thrown a lot of words and phrases of diversity and individuality, but fail to elaborate on how this works. For example, they don't explain whatsoever how taking away beauty filters, something that builds confidence for a lot of people, will lead to a happier social media, which is what we both want. And additionally, they also don't explain why their world is so much better than ours, And they just say that social media is harmful, social media leads to suicide and all of these negative things like depression, anxiety, but they don't really back that up with any actual evidence. Their case is also extremely narrow, and it shows really extreme cases of suicide and depression, which we believe is extremely unrealistic. Instead, we have already provided you with so many other solutions from the negative you might face from social media beauty fillers, which we still believe is unlikely, such as therapy and being educated on the possible harms and how to deal with them. And also, how is your example of gender relevant? Men also use beauty fillers, and I believe that this is extremely stereotypical. And also, Japan, as an example, is still subjective, as different countries are very diverse in their different views and perspectives on social media. So overall, instead of banning, we should educate and support therapy so we don't have to sacrifice the majority's happiness from using social media or beauty filters and people being themselves. Thank you.
Explain my flashes. So, I would firstly clarify, the misunderstanding of the opposition side. So they have wrongly assumed that beauty filters are just for influencers. However, the beauty filters are used by ordinary school girls every day. And the third speaker said that suicides are only in Japan. However, that's not true at all. It's everywhere, and it's not only suicides, eating disorder, addiction to plastic surgery, depression, and on and on. So it affects more people, and it doesn't matter about if it's suicide or not. It actually affects these people who are tricked by the beauty filters. So, on our side, firstly, we have told you about viewers that they will lose confidence, like the suicide problems, and secondly, they will copy beauty filters, which makes social media a dangerous place for people to post in, and also about safety, that on our side, it will be a lot more honest and safe for people to view and for people to post. So for posters post in a safe social media app. So they will have the ability to post their own videos, etc. By not being worried. So they also said that about that, why just girls. So we didn't say just girls, we said especially girls, because statistically women are more vulnerable with body shaming and lookism. So on the opposition side, they have said that about choice of freedom, and about that influencers boost confidence. However, we've already rebutted on that. So we propose.